Welcome to Derry Londonderry, the UK's City of Culture 2013.
It's a month since our last show, and what a month it's been, with huge events taking place across the city that brought thousands of spectators onto our streets. Welcome to the show. We begin with a story that brings us way back to the 6th century, when a Catholic monk from Donegal called Colmcille founded a monastery here.
Through the centuries, that early settlement evolved into what is now the city of Derry Londonderry. So, understandably, our year's City of Culture couldn't have passed without celebrating our founding father.
In collaboration with Walk the Plank Theatre Company, screenwriter and novelist Frank Cottrell Boyce, who penned the opening ceremony of the London 2012 Olympics, was commissioned to write The Return of Colmcille, a huge pageant depicting how things might be if after 1500 years Colmcille should return to his native city.
On June 7th and 8th, the entire city and adjoining river was transformed in celebration of Colmcille and his imminent return.
The pageant began with the arrival. After rowing from the Scottish island of Iona up the River Foyle, Colmcille's monks laden with gifts for the city docked in the quay and were welcomed to Derry Londonderry by the mayor.
A little bit down the quay, a barge had a mysterious cargo to unload. To resounding music and a spectacular aerial performance, a large box was loaded onto a float and paraded through the streets in a colourful procession, coming to rest in front of the city's Guildhall, followed by some very jovial moments. The monks guarded the box overnight, and then the following day, in front of a large expectant crowd, security men turned balladeers burst into a version of Hear My Song, made famous by Derry tenor Joseph Locke. Then it was time for the mystery box to be opened.
Welcome to Colmcille. Welcome to Colmcille. I beseech you, we must work together, for it is prophesied that today Colmcille shall return to this city.
As word spread across the city of the arrival, suddenly people started celebrating in poetry, song, street theatre and dance, and the city became Colmcille for the day in honour of our patron saint.
Wondrous grace, once a queen now tattered and torn, her emerald eyes unbindeth here, for her heir she now doth mourn. But suppose the love she thought she lost is across the Irish sea, our heritage, risen, young and strong, in another country.
Her eyes are blue, her brow is mild and meek, her lips like cherries on a summer tree. Here's a health to that fair maid.
This is what he heard. There ain't nobody here but us chickens. There ain't nobody here at all. So calm yourself and stop that fuss. There ain't nobody here but us. We chickens trying to sleep, and you butt in and hobble, 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 hobble.
George, I made it! Again. Thanks.
Later in the day, celebrations continued, with thousands of people gathering for the people's possession, a colourful parade of razzmatazz that meandered through the streets of the city.
As darkness fell, a strange feeling of fear befell the city. A large sea monster was seen approaching at the Foyle Bridge. As the monster grew closer, a battle ensued when Colmcille, seen as a strong, bright light, suddenly appeared from under the Peace Bridge, challenging this great threat to our city, slaying the evil creature. As people witnessed Colmcille's victory, celebration broke out once again. The sky over the city was illuminated to the strains of Thin Lizzy.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town.
The return of Colmcille was one of the greatest spectacles ever seen in the city, an event that will remain with the thousands of people who turned out to see it for many years to come.
And talking of memorable events, Music City is one that took place literally all over the city on the summer solstice. But before we go there, here's a quick look at some of the other cultural gems from the past month.
St. Augustine's Church celebrated City of Culture with a big weave. Communities from across the city came together to make 7 new tapestries, which they've donated to the city as part of the legacy of 2013.
The Wheelie Big Festival was a week-long celebration of cycling from amateur to professional. The Air in the Square event had some of the best national and international riders from the BMX and mountain bike world showing off their tricks in Guildhall Square.
Derry's linen legacy was celebrated by Belfast artist Rita Duffy. The Shirt Factory was an art project drawing on Derry Londonderry's proud heritage as the one-time shirt-making capital of the world.
And the music promise continued on its journey through the schools and colleges when composer Conor Mitchell visited Foyleview Special School, helping the pupils compose and direct a new musical.
Derry is synonymous with music and song, producing great singers and bands like Joseph Locke, Phil Coulter, Dana, Brona Gallagher, Damien McGinty, Mairead Carlin, The Undertones, the list goes on. So it's no surprise that during our City of Culture year, we should have an entire day devoted to music.
As dawn broke over the city on the longest day of the year, a chorus was heard coming from Anne Greenan, an ancient fort close to the city. The Inishowen Gateway Choir with friends had gathered inside this ancient stone circle in song, welcoming the dawn and marking the beginning of Music City.
Morning has broken like the first morning, blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sing the rains do fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness me, che sono sempre libere, come le nuvole che vanno
When dawn had broken over the city, it was time to prepare for the Sky Orchestra. Giant air balloons were inflated and took to the skies, cascading music down on the city's people as they awoke from their slumber.
What an amazing sight. Music City simply took over the city on the 21st of June. Everywhere you looked, from shopping malls, restaurants, churches, schools, no matter where in the city you travelled, you were in earshot of music of one kind or another. Here's a flavour of what our cameras caught.
Safety, I'm never gonna be 6 feet. I'm always gonna be 5 feet from shape you expect. Well, I can count one hand, times it didn't mess up. And even if it did, all the times I fessed up. It's a curse to be able to spin a few fables heavily.
As you can see, we're well and truly in the midst of our City of Culture programme with an amazing year to date. Here's a look at some of the awesome events to come.
It's nearly time for one of the biggest events of the year. The programme for Fleadh Cheoil na hÉireann, the biggest celebration of Irish culture anywhere in the world, is now available on cityofculture2013.com. It all kicks off on August 11th.
Culture Tech in September will be an epic festival with over 150 events and over 100 speakers from the worlds of digital technology, media and music.
Some of the artists of this year's Turner Prize have already been spotted around town. In October they'll unveil their exhibitions and compete for the most prestigious prize in British contemporary art.
Sean Davies' relief of Derry Symphony was commissioned by Derry City Council to celebrate the 300th anniversary of the Siege of Derry in 1689. This special concert will close the year's events at the venue in December.
We're going to leave you now with another highlight from Music City. As the midday sun shone brightly, hundreds of people from all arts and parts gathered in Guildhall Square.
In what was for many an emotional gathering, they sang together one of the most famous songs in the world, the tune of which has a long association with this part of the world. That song, of course, is Danny Boy.
From the UK City of Culture, until next time, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jesus,